Hi everybody, Ben here from Artless Ordinary. So I'm going to do another cloud pearl pour, whichever we want to call them. But I'm doing it in completely different colours. So instead of doing blues with pastels added, I'm going to do reds, yellows and oranges. So I'm hoping this turns out super awesome. So I have brilliant red, medium yellow and orange, which are 4 grams satin enamel, 16 grams paint, 40 grams floetrol, and then water added to make it a thin consistency. So it's not super thin, it does leave a little bit of a mound. It's not, I really don't know how well to get to show you, but it leaves a little bit of a mound, but it disappears quite quickly. So that's the 3 pearl colours. Then I have, is it carmine? Crimson? I think it's crimson. Crimson, which is 75 grams paint, 150 grams floetrol, and then water added until I get a thin consistency, which is the same. It leaves a tiny mound, but it just doesn't last long. It's hard because the paints are thickening up as you leave them, so you kind of got to work on it soon after. So first we're going to do the cup part. So we're going to pour in 1/3 of this. It's about 1/3, maybe slightly over. Then, so we want to get the orange, and I'm going to pour it in on one side quite heavily. Oops, it kind of didn't go exactly on one side. That doesn't matter. There's not a lot of colours in this one, so it probably doesn't matter if they are more mixed in. Okay. Now we want to go the yellow and try and pour it on a slightly different side, but again, it doesn't fully matter. Now we just get the rest of this in. Oh wow, this is already bringing up beautiful cells inside the cup. And then the brilliant red. So even though the red and the crimson aren't a lot different, it does just add a different red to the mix. I wanted this to be nice fiery colours because my other ones are very oceany colours, and I thought we'll do one a little bit different this time and see how it looks. Ultimately, that's the goal, is try something different, see how it looks. Now, we want to pour this paint on the canvas. Got my spatula, my palette knife. You can use all different things. Someone mentioned to me to use a kitchen, I think it's a spatula. I don't know what they're called, I just use them. But I haven't got one with me for the moment, so I'm just going to use this. And cover the sides. So this back side's the harder one to do without covering up the camera with my big head in the way. It will be done in a second, and then you'll be able to see properly. So I just do this quickly. You can fast forward if you like. So these are all marte paints except for the satin enamel, which is the decoart. So you can probably use whatever brand you want, because I have done this with another brand and it worked fine. If anything, turned out to be one of the best ones because of the colours, just really nice. They were the pastels from J. Burrows. So I'd say if you used any colours, they would work. I'm just having a little bit of fun with something. I'm enjoying this pour. The canvases or the artwork comes out quite pretty. So I decided to continue with it. And by just coating the canvas, you can just tilt it if you wanted to, instead of spreading it around like this. This here just saves a little bit of paint. If you were to tilt it over all four corners, you would end up losing a bit of paint. So you'd have to mix up a little bit more than the ratios I gave you at the beginning. So I will tilt it, but I'm not tilting it to cover the edges. I'm just tilting it to make it a little bit even. And usually you end up pouring it over all four edges anyway. So just take it as it goes. Like always, I clean my tools off straight away. Alrighty, put that there. Get my gloves on because I'm about to tilt this canvas a little bit just to make that more even. It's not imperative. It's probably something you should do, but if you don't do it, it's not the end of the world, because at least the canvas is covered now, so the paint will flow better. And this is a 16 by 20 inch canvas. So I only recently got these sizes and I really like them. It's nice to have some artwork that's a little bit bigger than my normal 12 by 16s. Kind of just gives a little bit more interest. So I'm not really wanting to tip this over the edges. I mostly just want this to be a bit more even on the surface of the canvas. Sorry that I'm off camera. It happens. I'm just doing the same thing, tilting it, moving it around, just to make it feel like it's a bit more evenish. Okay, that will do. It's still a little bit low here, a little bit lower up there, but that doesn't matter. Do I have this in the right spot? I think I need to have it there. Okay. Let me just make sure that I do have it in the right spot again. Yep, I'm in camera. Okay. So can you see the effects already coming up in the cup? So we want to pinch the corner and I want to pour it so it becomes a dirty pour. pouring. Oops, got a squiggle again. I gotta maybe get something and catch it under it. It's okay, that squiggle kind of disappears. So I may lose a bit of the yellow. It may just become a bit more darker. We will have to just wait and see. Alright, pop in the bubbles. Okay, I'm still going to get more bubbles. It's what happens. So, got our corner catcher ready. So first we're just going to tilt it a bit. Let's go one way, come back, go that way, come back, this way, and then up there. We're going to come back to the middle. But then I am going to go back over to this corner because that's always my easiest corner to do first. Just going a bit slower. Try and get as much into the corner before it starts going over the edges. In the corner, come back, take that off, bring the paint back down. Oh, what is wrong with you bugs? Bugs have been driving me insane lately. Don't know why they're... I'm positive it's the lights that does it. Because I'm doing this in the evening where there's no sunlight outside. Probably the only light they are seeing is the light here in my art room, and it's quite bright, so they're going, let's go get it, and upsetting me in the process. My canvas felt even, but now I keep feeling like there's something that's either underneath it that's causing it to be a little bit high on one corner. So into this corner, once it's in the corner, bring it back a little bit, stop, take the corner catcher off, and then bring the paint back up into the middle. Alrighty, I'm getting beautiful effects in this, guys. Really, really liking it so far. So into that corner, back, take that catcher off, and then bring all that paint back down to the middle. And now, like I've said before, if there's a spot you would like to remove it now. If you don't want to remove anything, all you got to do now is just maneuver the paint around. So I always find it's better, instead of going in circles, always go like a corner and back, a corner and back, because otherwise your pattern does start changing a little bit, which it is already doing now. Where that there should be the camera, so it does feel like the canvas isn't completely flat. No, it is. It just, I don't know, maybe it's just the size feels a little bit different to me. But look at this. I don't know if you guys can see all these effects in this, but this is so cool. So I might as well take my gloves off. I'm not going to do any more tilting. It's starting to... So what happens is, like this here, I tilted it this way, and then when I brought it back, this yellow didn't want to move very much, so it will distort these yellow cells because they're catching now. So they're kind of not fused, but they've gripped that part of the canvas and they don't really want to move again. So when I move this, it stretches them. And if you keep doing that, you'll end up getting real wonky. Like these aren't round, but they will become really, really funny out of shape. And I don't want that. So once you see it start catching in certain spots, if it looks like it's going to ruin the picture, just stop tilting. But I could not be happier with what I've got, to be quite honest. Yes, the yellow did disappear a lot, but that doesn't matter because I've got all this shading of oranges and yellows mixed together all the way around. So these definitely aren't just plain orange. They've got yellow in them. You've got red here. Underneath I can see some dark carmine. We've got nicer, brighter yellow ones coming up through this section here. All over this there is clouds, pearls, whatever you want to call them. They're all over the place. It's just these ones down here are this orangey browny colour. These ones over here are red with bits of yellow. Even through here there's red and orange. Red ones in there. All the way across. Now, we will torch this quickly just to make sure that I've got air bubbles out. You don't have to do this because it will make more specks in it. So what it's going to do is, it's not creating clouds as such. It's popping the bubbles, and it will bring up a little speck of, like it looks like a cell, but it's actually just the colour underneath popping from the bubble. So it's not really a proper cell. There we go, that's the bubbles gone. Awesome. So I will pause this, we'll let this settle in, see what changes in the next 10-15 minutes. But in the meantime, while I'm off camera, I'm going to scrape the bottom with my scraper. You know, you always scrape the bottom, and see what happens just by letting it sit. It may not change much, it may change a little bit. So let's go. Okay, I don't really know if much changed or not, but I still love it. So at least that hasn't changed. I think this is awesome. I really like the amount of just effects that have come up all the way through it. The whole canvas has got bits and pieces of clouds, pearls, cells. I really don't know what to call them, but I just love them all. They've got these beautiful yellow ones with reds in it. All through here, they're just gorgeous, and all the way along. Just everywhere you look, there's slightly different things happening in it. So I didn't use a lot of colours. I used a dark crimson, I think it's crimson, for the background, which is mostly here. Then we got so all the other three colours, they do lighten a little bit because they have the satin enamel in them. So the brilliant red is this other red that you see going through here. Then you've got oranges and you've got yellows. And all of them mix too to create different colours. Like see here, there's not just one straight orange. There's orange and yellow mixed together to give these effects. Super happy. I couldn't be more happier. So this is kind of a nice fiery colour. Nice, bright, stands out, jumps at you. So I will get the camera and I'll bring you down for some close-ups. And there we go. I can't see the camera too well, so I can't see how accurate the colours are, but that's the whole painting. But we'll come down for some close-up areas. So see here, yeah, the camera doesn't like these colours. It's changing them a little bit too much. That's a bit better. So see how we've got all different, so down here, that's the carmine, that's the brilliant red, there's orange and there's yellow, and they're all mixing. These cells with the yellow and red are awesome. Note the colour, the camera changed the colours again. Then you go over here to this side and see how there's all different oranges. So they are a little bit more different to what the camera sees. It's not going to pick up the reds properly. Down through this side, we got more, and as you can see, there's effects all over the whole canvas. Wherever you look, there is something different. Can I get the camera to pick up? That's probably closer to the real colours. It is quite fiery in its colours, but it's not exact. But yeah, so I love this. I hope you guys like it. Tell me what you think. So mixing it up and using different colours. So last ones were blues with pastels. This is just virtually reds, oranges and yellows, just to create something a little bit different. Super loving it. So that's it for today. So like, comment, share the video if you like it, share it, and subscribe if you have not already. And thank you to everyone that has subscribed and does comment and like. I'm trying to get to all the comments. I'm so sorry. But yeah, thank you very much. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you soon for another pour. All right, bye.